I admit it. I'm a generalist. A generalist is one of those people that other people would consider a jack of a lot of trades. That's me. Got a lot of skills. I'm not complaining, quite grateful. When I was younger, I used to think that, man, how come I can't keep focused? Why do I have all these ideals? Why do I want to do all these different things with my life? And I realized, when I was young and even now, that that's just who I am. I love chasing momentum. I have like 10, 12 projects going on right now. I keep my business going to keep my money coming in, so my projects are secondary, but that's just who I am. I'm a generalist. If being a generalist is an addiction, then that would be me. I've got to do things the way that I want. I gotta have my own business. I don't like taking orders from nobody, and I don't want to be chasing nobody for some order or whatever. Either you like my stuff or not. I'm tired of jumping back and forth with all these different people that are talking about, hey, you should do it this way, you should do it that way, you should be on Facebook, you should be on Instagram, you should be on Twitter. I'm not even feeling social media. So if I can't make my money online, then fine. I make my money offline. I was making my money offline before online came into the picture. You know what I'm saying? I don't like those algorithms. They're programming. You know what I mean? It's straight programming your mind. Well, maybe not you because you're a generalist and you ain't got time for all that. But all I'm saying is, all my life, I've been making my money in the real world. And right now, yes, internet is one way to make some cash, but it's not the only way. So you generalists out there, stick to your gun. But let me tell you some secrets though, what I found out, because I couldn't even understand the word focus. I mean, even now as an adult, it's like, how can I focus on one thing? I got all these thoughts going on. I have all these things going on, but you know what? It's okay. I learned to just love myself the way I am. If I want to create a project, if an idea comes to my mind, if I want to jump into it, fine. I am learning to focus a little bit from a perspective that I am dwindling it down. I have major projects and minor projects. I keep thinking, okay, fine, let me just get these little small ones out the way, then I can focus on the big ones. But the only problem is, other ideals keep coming up that I can kind of sit into the small category. Like right now, I got 51 domains. Okay, most of them, I do have the websites on them because I can do my own websites and landing pages. So when I get an idea, I can literally knock it out and put it online like in an hour, really less. And so I'm getting to the point where, it's like, come on now, you got some projects that can make you some money. Seriously. Man, I've had so many ideals over the years. I'm not even going to get into them or whatever. All I'm saying with this video is, you generalists, if you like me, you're after the chase. You're on a project and then, we're almost done. And then we run out of steam. It's like, okay, fine, whatever. I need something else. I thought it was the chase, but now I realize what it is. It's momentum. It's momentum. That's what's keeping me like chasing. I'll be working on a project. The momentum will keep me up all night long until I finish it, right? I mean, there might be some little bugs I might need to fix or something. I mean, I can write a book overnight, okay? Like I said, I can do a website in an hour. I can do a podcast. I can do really a lot of stuff. Really on the creative side. Mostly writing, editing, films of that nature, photography, like I said, website. What else I got going on? Of course, finances. I gotta stay on top of finances, my bookkeeping and taxes, but that's just only a couple of things that I do. And I'm so grateful I have all these skills because I feel like I can make a lot of cash in my lifetime. And I'm sure if I were to focus, I'd really make some cash. But I have at least 15 skills, okay? I won't brag, so I won't go into them, but I do, seriously. And it's like, us generalists, that's just how we are. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. But I'm blessed. But I just want you generalists to know, if you can't focus on something because your momentum has you chasing projects, you get real close and then you like, I'll start something else. But then you wind up going back to that project. I don't know. For me, it's almost like a pyramid. A lot of my projects are interconnected, especially my films. It's all interconnected, It's just, and I just feel I'm unlimited. But what I don't have is unlimited time. And that's what I want to tell you, entrepreneur generalists. Start focusing. I know I use that word focus and I'm not even the best at it myself, but I'm telling you, what we're chasing is momentum. That's our dopamine. You know what I'm saying? Momentum. We working on something, we get that energy, and then we're on it until the energy is exhausted and we're like, on to another project, or we'll go back to an existing project. But I'm here to tell you, it's okay to be a generalist. It's okay to be a jack of a whole bunch of different trades, especially right now. I don't even want to say the word trades. I want to say skills, okay? And if you're wondering where you're at, just look around you. Like, for instance, me. I mean, I've been on the planet for a minute, and it's like, I was like, man, well, what am I supposed to be doing? What am I supposed to be doing? I got all these skills, I can't help it. Like I said, I got 51 domains. Half of them, maybe I won't say half. At one time, I had at least 20 websites up. I think maybe I have maybe 15 right now, even though I have the 51 domains. And I try to put something on them. But what I was going to say is, if you don't know what you're supposed to be doing, all I can say, being an entrepreneur, because I stopped taking orders, let me just digress a little bit, when I used to work as a temp. And the reason I work as a temp is because I didn't want to work full-time all the time, because I was doing my films and my magazine and everything else I was doing, right? And so one day I remember I was working for this company in West Los Angeles, and this white guy, he was clowning this black dude. He was basically saying, motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? If you can't get the work done, blah, 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 blah. And he didn't say motherfucker, but he might as well have been saying it, and I was like, damn. But I know dude had to pay bills, right? And I don't know if dude was clowning him because he was in front of me, but it was just deep. And his face was red. He was like gonna have like a heart attack or something, I thought. But the whole point is, you know what? I realized right at that moment, I can't be working for nobody talking shit to me like that. You know what I mean? I had to clown a few people being a temp. Oh yeah, I let them have it because I was a temp. I might have lost the count, And one more thing, if I do work for somebody, they're my clients. Everybody, even when I was collecting a W-2, anybody I work for or I don't even say for, I say work with, they're my clients, okay? And so that's how I got into the game of just sticking to my guns, and doing it the way that I want to do it, how I want to live my life. And working for someone ain't it. So anyway, getting back to how do you know what you're supposed to do? Now, this is my little 2 cents. So I had to go back, think, what was my earliest memory of making some money? Well, that's an easy one. I was a little criminal. I can remember when I was about 4 or 5 years old, mom's putting some shoes on my feet, brother and my twin, sister and another sibling, and told us to walk out of Kmart. And we did. Shoo. I think that, no, I wasn't 4 or 5. I'm sorry. Well, maybe 6 or 7. But whatever happened thereafter, it was on and cracking. I became a little criminal. I was pretty good, actually. But then when I got about 13, I was put in a girls' school, blah, 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 blah. It was crazy. It's a long story. But in the end, I realized stealing wasn't the way to go. So I wound up, doing a little time and stuff. And I remember when I was 30 years old, I did something stupid. I mean, it was stupid anyway. I wasn't stupid. I was doing some credit card fraud stuff, whatever. It was crazy. Anyway, I get into all that. But the judge said, my probation officer said, you know what? Most people after the age of 30, they're still a criminal. They'll probably be a criminal the rest of their lives. I was like, ooh, I didn't like that. I didn't like that when he said that. And so I turned my life around. You know what I mean? Because I was in a situation where I'm working in finance. So I used to do companies in. I don't know what the statute of limitations are, so I'm not going to say too much about that. But yeah, and even now, the bigger I get with my company, I'm thinking, oh man, I better be cool because I got some karma coming still. And that's okay. If somebody steals something from me, it's okay because I know what I've done in my past. So stealing was the first thing. And then I always had a camera. Even before digital cameras, I always had a camera. I had one of those cameras that you press it and the pictures come out automatically. For whatever reason, that amazed me. Probably at about 11 years old or whatever. So I was stealing cameras and the film or whatever. And I still have pictures of people that I took pictures of when I was young. It's crazy, right? And so that was one, taking pictures. And from the regular camera, when video cameras came on the scene, then I started doing video cameras. Actually, a combination of them both. And then I started shooting my own little films, whatever. Got into editing with Final Cut Pro. As a matter of fact, I was one of the first few people to use Final Cut Pro, and I was actually training other people how to use Final Cut Pro. But then, I got bored and went on to something else. But anyway, the whole point I'm saying is, so when I first look at my life, the first thing I was doing was stealing. I know, horrible. Reminds me of this movie, Trading Places, where Eddie Murphy was on the street with a little can, and he was acting like he didn't have no legs or something. And these two white guys, the main characters, walk by. They didn't want to give him no money, and they're like, "Oh, I bet he been stealing since he was a baby." I kind of laughed to myself because I kind of felt like that. I was stealing at such a young age, out of desperation. Everybody goes through stuff, but anyway. So stealing, and then photos, and I was always writing these little stories, right? And always writing my little stories, and then when I was locked up in the girls' school for about a year and a half, I wrote this story, and the counselor, it was just some dude in black pants and a black t-shirt and doing whatever, right? And then the counselor said to me, "So is that boy you?" I'm a female, right? I'm thinking, man, what was going on with me? That matter of fact, I don't even think I even said what the gender was. And so when she said that, it was like, did she hit on something that I wasn't aware of, right? And so anyway, so then okay, fine. I stopped writing. And then I was writing about this girl in high school, right? All my notes, because something deep was going on. I ain't gonna get into the details or whatever. And I dropped my little notebook and my cousin found it, right? And so he read it and then came back to talk to me about gay people, whatever, right? And so then I stopped writing again. Years later, I wind up, let's say about 10 years, about maybe 14 years later, I wind up putting out a gay magazine. Long story, I'm not gonna get into it. So first it was the stealing, then the taking photos, then the videos, and the writing. As a matter of fact, when I first started writing the magazine, I actually said something in my little brochure. That's how it got started. I said something about, well, I went to this gay lesbian meeting or whatever, and the women, really weren't that attractive. I didn't mean that in a disrespectful way. It was nobody that fit my taste, not to say they were, not attractive. And then they hemmed me up at this party, and I was like, oh man, my words have power, right? That was the first time. And so then anyway, so that skill. And then when the internet came on the scene, I started doing, somebody was doing a website for me, and, it's like, dude, give me control of my website. I'll figure it out myself, right? And so then I started doing webs, and because of that came so much. And I was on the scene when Photoshop started. I was on the scene when Illustrator and Dreamweaver and all those guys was on this scene. I was on the scene when D-Base was on the scene. I can go back, y'all, because I've been around for minutes. I can go back, right? So I have all these, I went to computer school, everything, right? Matter of fact, if I didn't smoke weed, I would have been a killer programmer. That's why with social media, I'm such a stickler. You know what I mean? And the metaverse thing, I'm telling you people, don't do it. Once you get down, you talk about addiction. Social media is already an addiction, but that metaverse, I don't even want to try it. But there's so many reasons, because now you're messing with my mind. You're already messing with my mind, not anymore, with social media. I'm not saying Facebook is bad. It's just that when I was on Facebook, not that I was really on it because I knew the power of programming, because that's what it is, programming, like TV programming, right? The power of it, right? And it's like, of course I want to try to sell something. So the first thing I got Facebook, I'm dumping all my stuff trying to sell something. I realized that's not what it was about. It was really about getting people's information for one, tracking them for two, and then also programming people's confidence. Oh, I didn't get a like today or whatever. It's like, what? When I first saw that, it was like, no way, right? And so I said, let me try it again just recently. Let's say maybe 6 months ago. I was on there for 10 hours, right? Like in 1 week. It may not sound like a lot, but for my time, it was a lot. And I just dumped. I had Facebook on there because family, friends, and all that, and even that's a problem, Oh yeah, let me just go back to my little criminal days. And that's another reason why I'm not on Facebook. Because in my criminal days, I got real good. I remember I had like maybe 7 ID cards from DMV. Excuse me, DMV, if you're listening. This is a long time ago. I'm sure my statute of limitations is up. But they used to, you take your little, birth certificate. And matter of fact, I used to sell birth certificates because when I got my birth certificate, I, just for my own records. And then I saw it had this little seal. And then so one day I was over a friend's house and she had a seal for notary. And so what I did was I started selling, I mean, it was a corporation. I'm sorry, it was a corporation seal, right? And so I started doing these birth certificates and stamping the birth certificate. The corporate seal on the birth certificate, but I made it ever so slight so that the representative at DMV wouldn't pay attention. Wind up getting 7 IDs, right? I can't do that now, obviously. But the whole point was, I was taking people's identity. Well, not really people. I was using my own, but actually I did do this one person and got this serious computer system, but that's another story. I'm a criminal, ex-criminal. I wouldn't do anything like that now because I care about other people's feelings and, it wasn't cool. But I really primarily, when I embezzled and all that stuff, that was from companies. I didn't really do individuals. I did feel bad about the person with the computer. I sold her the computer. Then I used her identity and got me a supercomputer. Anyway, it's a long time ago. And anyway, she had money. She was a doctor. Oh, man, that was a good story. Ooh, I'm not gonna get into it right now, man. But anyway, all I'm saying is that, in order for you to figure out what you're really supposed to be doing on the planet, you have to go back into your past and see what you were passionate about. And I'm serious. Just within the last year, what am I supposed to be doing? I have all these skills. What am I supposed to be bringing to the earth? And so there was a time when I said, okay, fine. I had 3 record stores in Hollywood at different times, right? Rap record stores, right? Some people that hear me, they may know what I'm talking about. Some don't. It don't matter. And so I had these record stores, and because of the record stores, I was getting all these posters, and then I was getting music videos, and I was playing the music videos in the store. And I said, I can do this. And so, I started shooting music videos. I said, okay, fine, I'm gonna shoot my first 25 music videos for free, and I did for customers and stuff. Blah 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 blah. I know I need to update my website. It's called poisonousrecords.com. I haven't even got around to it because I want to do a doc, right? But so much time is going by, I'm running out of time. So anyway, so that's how I learned to do the music videos. Did the first 25 free, and then wind up doing doing about 10 or 15 after that. And then I got into it, some Tupac lookalike in Oakland. Not him, somebody that was there on the video scene. And it was getting dark. And I was like, dude, we gotta do this. And this dude said, bitch. I looked at the artist. I was like, this motherfucking shit is over. I ain't gonna be fighting no dude or whatever. But man, he just didn't even know. He just didn't know. If he'd caught me at the wrong moment, I would have stabbed him. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's another story. Anyway, so that's how I got into the music business. So anyway, so I'm still doing all this stuff, the magazine, the music videos, the websites. I have the serious computer background. And that's what I was getting to in reference to social media. The bottom line is, I'm like, this whole metaverse, I'm telling you, you start putting those gargles on, I probably will eventually, but I already know that whoever programmed the app, as they call them now, can do anything. They can have subliminal information going into your subconscious mind. That's what bothers me. That's what bothers me about all social media platforms, because people are getting addicted and their confidence is being based on that. It's crazy. But anyway, so that's why I don't do social media. So you're not going to find me anywhere. I think, I canceled Facebook. I had an Instagram, which I did nothing with. I just put it there just to be doing something. It's sitting there. I don't even bother. And Facebook, when I delete it, that's fine. I don't do Twitter. I don't do TikTok. And people might say, why are you making your money? It's like, well, how are you making your money? In the real world, face to face, seeing people, I just can't. I know people might be saying, Facebook is 1 billion people. Right. That's the problem. I'm a leader, not a follower. Not to say that people aren't Facebook followers, but there's something going on with Facebook. And I already know, actually, their algorithm is deep. Matter of fact, all these social media algorithms are deep. It's all about eyeballs. That's how they make their money. You know what I mean? Based on people's information, how many people are watching, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't. And I don't like it when people try to say, you gotta be on Facebook. It's like, no, I don't have to be doing nothing. I'm living in the real world with my 4 cell phone. Anyway, that's another story. Because I'm about to drop a book, and this will be number 12, about becoming invisible online. And I'm going to tell you a secret. It starts with gift card. Get you a gift card, get you a phone under that gift card before it's too late, because pretty soon they're going to be asking for IDs to get a phone. So if you want to go ahead and maneuver online invisibility, you have to start first with a gift card, which you can buy at Albertsons, pay cash, okay, and then go from there, and then get you a phone under that gift card before it's too late. All right, I'm not even going to talk about the VPN as far as when you get online and using your computer and stuff, but I will say, get you an old school ThinkPad, maybe maybe 2000, I don't know, 16, 17, before they start changing stuff. I'm talking about a system with XP on it, Windows, XP, right? I know it's going back, right? But the whole point is, if you want to be online, you really should be invisible. Right now, my information is out there. It's limited. There's only maybe 2 pictures that people can see on me, maybe 3 tops, and I've been online from the beginning, right? But people don't know what I look like unless I put something out there, right? And so anyway, I'm saying all that to say is that social media was never on my radar with all my skills. And yes, I know how to navigate them all, and I did advertise on Facebook because I want to make me some money. But the whole point is that I realize, but their algorithms always get to me. It's not a person, it's their algorithms and how they have a program. And because if I didn't smoke weed, like I said, I would have definitely went into the engineering business or the computer programming business. But then again, I have the background in the writing and photos and videos and all that stuff, right? But anyway, the whole point that I'm saying is, I finally realized after everything that I'm going through that, okay, fine, I'm a writer. I have these books. Okay, no, I'm a film director. No, I'm a film editor. No, I'm a magazine publisher. No, I should be doing websites. Maybe I should write an aptitude. Maybe I should go back to school for computer programming. No. The whole point is, in the end, it is writing, right? So I said, okay, if it's writing, then it must be books. No money in that, right? I mean, it's potential. I said, well, no. And in the end, it's like, and I don't have a degree. I couldn't even figure it out. I went to school initially, thought advertising and marketing. Oh, I forgot about advertising and marketing. Don't even get me started into that. And my whole marketing background and my marketing websites. Long story. I'm not going to get into that. But the bottom line is, no, after all these, I still don't have a degree. I'm working on my degree now. Okay, I said, okay, fine. It must be, okay, I was going after my accounting degree. It's a long story. I'm still working on it, right? Then I said, no, it must be English because I'm a writer. I said, okay, fine, I'm a writer. Then I realized, yeah, you know what? You are a writer, but you're not limited to books. You can do magazines. You can do newsletters, a business plan. Oh yeah, how many businesses have I had? I don't know, maybe 25 or 30 businesses. And then when the internet came on, I was starting a business with a website. And if it didn't work out, I didn't make it legitimate. And my publishing company is legitimate. My bookkeeping and tax company is legitimate. Oh yeah, people, let me just mention taxes. I stay on top of the tax game because it ain't going nowhere. And so I've been doing my own taxes since I was 15. So nobody's ever done my taxes. I feel like I'm a pretty good master of the game. You could never be a full master of taxes because they're always changing them. And if you were to see all the tax laws in one room, it'd probably fill it up. Who knows? Books, right? But the whole point is that, so I know I'm jumping around, but that's how my mind goes. You got the flow. You're getting the real deal. I never talk like this on the internet, you know? But anyway, I'm doing it. And so anyway, the tax game, you know what I'm saying? Staying on top of that so I can maneuver my thing. And I'm letting you guys know that 2022 is the year that the IRS said, you know, enough is enough. Well, actually in 2021, they said enough is enough. People that, with all who be sending money with Venmo and PayPal and Square and through their bank, etc., they're going to be getting a 1099. That means if somebody paid you over $600, you're going to get a 1099K. And if you don't know about that and you file your taxes, you're going to get out of it. Matter of fact, it's going to be so many people getting out of it next year. If you happen to be listening to this, if you got anybody paying you in cash but not greenbacks, they're paying you via, like I said, one of the third-party providers, you're going to get a 1099. So if you're selling on Etsy, eBay, Amazon, PayPal, any of those guys, Square, Venmo, you know what I mean? If you're going through your bank account, like Wells Fargo, Payment Tech. Yeah, is it payment? Yeah, Payment Tech is who you're going to get a 1099 from. What's that other one that everybody uses? Zelle. Yeah, a lot of people using that to get money. And I'm telling you, even though Zelle won't be issuing the 1099K, what's happening is your bank will do it. That says a lot. I always tell people anyway, they better watch out because there's going to, well, it's already happening, but it hasn't been official yet, where the IRS and your bank will be talking to each other. And it's really going to be hard to maneuver taxes at that point. But right now, starting next year, it's definitely going to take place. As a bookkeeper in my real life situation and I prepare taxes, I see some clients getting all this money thinking they getting cash, right? Oh, the government, the IRS don't know what I'm doing, so I'm using Zelle, right? Please. Or I'm using them, or I'm using blah, 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 blah. All that is changing. Even if you get a gift from someone, you better make sure that in your memo, you say the word gift or something, because if you don't say what the income is starting next year, you're going to get a 1099K and life will never be the same again. It's already changing because of that. But anyway, I digress. The name is Zelle. Watch out for that. And IRS, if you're listening, I'm good with you. I'm just giving some information. But I'm going to tell you, people, start using money as long as you can until it's gone. Because there's going to be a day where there won't be any green. There won't be any coins. All that kind of stuff will be in a museum one day. Everything going to be digital. And that's going to be horrible. Anyway, getting back to what I'm supposed to be doing. So I said, fine, writing. It must be books. But I realized, no, it can't just be books. There ain't no money in that. But it could be. Because I can turn a book into a script and turn a book into a business. I mean, you can write a business plan. You can do all these things by writing. It could even be a program. It could be an app. So I already know that writing is definitely it. But man, what about my camera skills though? And all these other skills. And so if you're trying to figure out what you're supposed to do, I don't want you to be scattered like me, of course. But just figure out what you've been doing all your life. And then, like right now, if I had to choose, and I got so much going on, man, it's crazy. But if I had to choose out of all my skills, which one is the most important to me? I love my camera. I do. I love writing too. So if I narrow down to those, to be honest, after all my skills, it's really narrowed down to those two. I love my camera, but I gotta deal with other people to make things happen. But not necessarily, because I do my little animated videos and I don't need people in them. But I would say I finally narrowed it down to writing. If I was on an island and I could only take 2 or 3 things and there is no internet, it would have to be pencils and paper. So I can write, even if it's not to anybody. I just gotta get the thoughts out of my head. If I finally get rescued, I'm like, dang, wrote 5, 10, 20 million books. What's up? That's just me. So if you want to figure out what you need to do in your life, you have to look at what you've been doing and then narrow it down. Okay, the creator is only giving you one idea. What is it gonna be? Because like I said, I used to think, okay, writing, that's fine. I can only write books. But then I just realized recently, I can write a script. I can write a play, a business plan. I can write a human resource book. The whole point is I can go in a lot of different directions. And so I would tell you, fellow generalists, to look around you and try to narrow it down to one thing and start getting focused on that. Easier said than done for me, because I'm right there with you. But that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up in about 30 minutes because I can definitely go on. But I have so many stories and just some more information I can give you. But hey, y'all take care. Leave Facebook alone. Don't do metaverse. Oh yeah, that metaverse is going to be a piece of work. It's going to have so many people addicted. They are not going to be able to deal with reality. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cut this short. I was going to go ahead and do 30. Actually, I did do 31, but by the time I cut it and edited everything down, it got down to 24. But people, fellow generalists, I know how you feel. What do you do with your life? You got all these decisions, all these skills, because you are a generalist, a person of a lot of trades. What could I tell you? If you're still young, just get your degree out the way. Get it out the way. AA, BA, whatever it is. Because by the time you finish anyway, you'll probably change your mind. I know you got a lot of stuff going on. Pick what makes you happy. And I just read this book by Evan Carmichael called Momentum. And he had this boom, boom, boom test. And I thought, what's the boom, boom, boom test? That's when your heart go boom, boom, boom. When you feel like doing something and you feel this strong sensation in your heart. It's a beautiful feeling. It's almost like an anxiety attack. When that happens, that could be it. Like, yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to carry on. Thanks, guys, for listening. I appreciate you. It's your girl, Steph. Take care.